into it today because we are joined by, once again, the icon in the flesh, Miss Sarah Fraser.
David, I'm the icon? I don't think so. I have been reading, listening, reviewing your Brandi Glanville interview that has gone viral everywhere, and I'm obsessed. It is so good. And also, I love you as always, and hysterical commercial reads about Kim D's dogs, because it sounds like you almost would love to put them all down.
Sarah, first of all, that ad was for Nom Nom. Who doesn't want dog food for 50? What client gives 50% off and you can see the piece of protein separated from the pieces of vegetable? And if you were on the Patreon every weekend, girl, Kim D, she calls them the woke mob, and they are the woke mob. These are 7 wild beasts. They bark, they this, they that. So now that I literally, I'm not kidding you, I got Kim the Nom Nom because they send the product. And I said, instead of sending me the free product, send it to Miss D. And the dogs are a little better behaved because it helps keep your dog psychologically calm and it's healthy. I'm not kidding you. So Nom Nom dog food, 50% off. Thank you for the plug, Sarah.
Oh my God, it was hysterical because you just go on about those dogs, and the aggression there is like,
I had to yell at the girls this past weekend because they were like barking every time something moves in her house. And I was like, girls, get your act together. Miss D did not care for me yelling for these dogs of hers. We had Brandy on the podcast, girl.
Huge. It was a really good interview. And I'm curious about this because I know a lot of it went viral, her talking about her drinking. But I thought it was lap dances. And of course, in light of everything that's now gone down with Carolyn Manzo, which we have covered, I'm sure we'll discuss more. But you know what struck me? Do you think, because you've always kind of defended Lisa Vanderpump, do you think Lisa Vanderpump is as devious as Brandi Glanville makes her out to be?
I mean, you know what the weird thing is like everybody who's not there anymore, they all soften up for all of them. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're like, oh yeah, she has, even like with Brandy, they all are like, oh yeah, I mean, maybe now it'll be different. But when it comes to LVP, they all tense up, all of them. Kyle, I mean...
Well, look, I mean, Brandy to me is like Lisa Rinna. I think she's a bit of a truth teller. And here's the thing I will say.
I think so.
I have found, and tell me if this is your experience in corporate America, if you don't play the game, like if you leave corporate America and you tell what corporate America is really like, it's very hard to get rehired. We've seen this with Brandy, right? Brandy has really spilled secrets of what it's like behind the scenes, who's really friends, who's not. And we know a lot of them are never really friends. They're TV friends, right? But Brandy basically says on your interview that Lisa Vanderpump is an incredibly, malicious person, that if you wrong her, she will try to not get you jobs, ruin your business behind the scenes, has minions that carry out. I always think to myself, when people say that much detail, there's usually some truth to it. And you don't usually hear that about Lisa Vanderpump. But I also thought what was fascinating is Brandy talking about, why is she still, if she supposedly doesn't want to be on RHOBH, why is she still so badly in the mix, commenting on the dirt? And I've always said that. I've always said Lisa Vanderpump wants to be back on that show so bad. And Brandy kind of confirmed that on your interview.
I mean, I'm so confused because I do think Brandy is a true teller. I do. I think she's, to me like Rita. I mean, everyone will start booing, but like, I just think, I don't know, Brandy, like, I think the same thing about Kelly Dodd. Like, they just can't help it. They just open their mouth and the truth spills out. Like, they're not, I mean, I'm the same way. Like, ask me something and I'll give you the fucking answer. I don't really care. So
you're a little more diplomatic, though, I think.
I am. Well, thank you for that.
You're a little bit smarter.
With business, yeah. Like, if I wanted to be rehired somewhere, et cetera, sure. Look, I think that, I mean, look, I've met Lisa Vanderpump many, many times. Now, that is not the same as working with her or crossing her. She's been nothing short of just lovely, really, in like a lot of different settings. I mean, having said that, I agree with you. Like, if there's so many facts, it's got to be the truth. But yes, Brandy does really have this, like, you heard her on the interview. She softens up when it comes to each person, whether she likes them or not, except LVP. I mean, also she claims LVP owes her $500,000, which
That was really fascinating.
I mean, but so, I mean, I think the funniest thing was the story about the post office. Did you get to that part yet? Like
Oh,
I guess they both get their mail at the same P.O.
yes,
box, or,
I did. Yes.
and she literally will like cross the street and go in the back entrance to avoid LVP. That's kind of funny.
I mean, it was so good and detailed. Like David Yontef strikes again. I like, you know what I feel bad about with Brandy is, you know, Brandy, to me, there's something so genuine. Like she still has a soft spot for LVP because she really thought that LVP and she and Ken were all friends. And, you know, she really, it's almost like somebody that's an empath, you know, they can't help it, even though they've been hurt by that person. And I can relate to that. Like, there's really no one in my life that I dislike, even people that have screwed me. I'm still like, oh,
Really?
well, I think
I don't have that. And is Brandy okay is really my question. But that's my question I'm gonna ask in a second. Is Brandy okay? But I don't have that. You like those that have wronged you? No, 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 no.
well, I think it's
No.
a female thing a little. Like, I think men are much better about, men are great at getting in fights, moving on. They don't hold it. Like women, it's just, I don't know. I think it's that maternal nature of like, you know, your kids can fuck you over, do anything. They're always your children. You're always coming back to them. You're always trying to mother them. And women have that for men. They have it for toxic things. So I
I mean, the
feel
last person that
Brandy.
tried to screw me over in business got her ass sued and run out of the podcast business. So
I believe
no,
that.
I don't have a soft spot if you try to screw me. No,
But wait,
no.
why do you think she's not all right? Like you think she's emotional?
Well, okay. So look at, she did. We had our interview, you know, before she left for Girls Trip, whatever. It was one of my favorite chats ever because who doesn't want someone unfiltered? No pun intended. It was a great interview. Nothing was off the table. Vanderpump, Kim, let's talk about you. You basically are responsible for Vanderpump Rules. I mean, not responsible. You were in that scene. Let's talk about Sheena. Let's talk about Leah and Eddie. I mean, this was everything. There was nothing off limits. So that's, Brandy is one of my favorite interviews ever. She did a cameo very recently, as in like the other weekend. And look, someone paid for this, and I'm not one to judge. And it was just like, hey, you know, I think your name is Susan. She's like Sonia Morgan. It's like, girl, this person's paying for a cameo. Like, at least, I mean, it's not that hard. You can book me on Cameo. I don't know if you're on Cameo. And like
Yes.
the text is right in front of you.